Winston Churchill once said, "First we shape our buildings, then they forever shape us." As we approach this new millennium, we are challenged by the world situation to shape environments that are much more sustainable, and indeed, not so that we would just survive, but thrive. In our earlier talks, I shared some examples of contemporary sustainable architecture, as well as those of historic and prehistoric principles that are timeless and still relevant today. We'll look today at an opportunity to meet the new millennium with an advanced state of awareness and technology that can bring us beyond sustainability. It starts with our human potential. Perhaps the most essential potential of sustainability is found in our DNA. Some of us recognize the golden mean in its helix form. One of my designs for an eco-housing community reflects that pattern. It's laid out to enhance development of human potential responsive to its sacred geometry. In our next generation, beyond sustainability, we will be more resilient and healthy, in sync with natural rhythms and cycles, with deeper access to our latent resources. We will thrive with mental clarity and creative, non-competitive thought, enhanced appreciation of beauty and freedom, well-being and peace. It's a natural high encoded within us. The great Chicago architect Louis Sullivan, considered by historians to be the father of modern architecture, used the adage, "form follows function," to describe his design rationale in the latter years of the 19th century. To function more effectively, we need to expand our education and understanding, and our leadership needs to facilitate creative thought and responsive development of human potential. Our buildings need to be living laboratories that explore environmental challenges and teach by example. In this context, we are challenged by dire issues of sustainability and viability of our future. Now is the time to actuate the higher functions of architecture. Form will follow its function. In 1975, I was given inner promptings for the design of Morningstar. Since then, I've grown from experience as an architect, augmented by field research. 33 years after its conception, Morningstar is being upgraded to integrate the most advanced sustainable principles and practices. Its time has come to be built as a living environment and school of higher learning for leaders of the new millennium. The upper floor was conceived first and clearly reflects the sacred geometry of the whole. As above, so below is true here as well. The four-square plan measures 80 feet along each side. The inside breadth of the walls measures 79.2 feet and reflect the mean diameter of the earth, the same number, 7,920 in miles. If we consider the building diameter to represent unity, the number 1, and the spaces on either side of the rotunda to represent the golden mean proportion of unity, or 0.618, the diameter of the rotunda would be the remaining 0.382, which in proportion to the outside building diameter equals 30.25 feet. It represents the principle of unity, out-breath, the first breath after birth. The diameter of the rotunda reflects the golden section when considered as a void taken from the building diameter. Bridges above the ground floor connect the cardinal directions to the 4 residential quadrants. The intersection of the 2 bridges represents the reflexive self, the ability to discern and reason, to balance opposite poles, to contemplate the union of heaven and earth. A large skylight over the roof peak will provide optimum natural daylight in the rotunda and all surrounding spaces. Insulated shutters linked to photosensors will open and close like flower petals. 16 double bedrooms will provide comfortable sleeping accommodations for guests and a master teacher for each educational program of 3 to 5 days duration. Corner covered outdoor rooms will provide open space and freedom from the inner matrix. The physical energy systems of the building will utilize the most appropriate forms of technology to minimize consumption and depletion of natural resources. As the foundation of the design, the building will be heated and cooled primarily by passive solar energy and natural daylighting. Solar greenhouses will provide isolated gain for solar heating as well as organic food and effluent treatment. Solar panels for electrical energy and hot water will be augmented by high-efficiency renewable resources to produce all of its energy on an annual basis for a net zero rating. Let's now go to the ground level. It provides activity spaces designed to support expanded awareness and enhanced development of human potential. Primary activity areas occupy the 4 building corners, including a lounge, dining room, and art room, and computer room. Other spaces include music room, quiet space, and library. The rotunda provides the central space for gathering and celebration. In the time of the ancients, man, temple, and cosmos were seen as identical. Their canon of cosmology was embodied in their temple, their customs, their architecture. According to biblical records, the revelation of St. John the Apostle gave recourse to the image of the temple or holy city referred to as the New Jerusalem. A metaphysical reconstruction of the ancient Temple of Solomon. The length of each side of its 4-square plan was 12 furlongs, or 7,920 feet, which relates to the diameter of the earth in miles. The metaphysical squaring of the circle represents the reconciliation of opposites and was achieved when the perimeter of the circle equaled the perimeter of the square. The geometry of the proposed temple morning star has similar numerical correspondences to that of the New Jerusalem. This contemporary design encompasses its own special qualities and purpose, and is conceived to serve very real and pressing needs in our time. Many of its features of sustainability and universal access have upgraded the original design, making it significantly more valuable. It's my hope that its timeless qualities, paired with the most appropriate sustainable strategies, will stimulate grassroots support to build the Morning Star Project and other endeavors of similar purpose as we evolve into the new millennium.